Now, Casey, are you an Alexa user?
I have been an Alexa user for a long time. I still have one of the original Amazon Echoes in my house, and to Amazon's credit, it still works.
The Pringles can, they
Yeah, I
call
have
it.
the big old sort of Pringles can Echo.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So I am a heavy user of this product.
Okay.
I have probably 5 of them in my house in
Okay.
various rooms. And so I'm very excited for our conversation today, which is going to be about the new AI-ified Alexa Plus. And before we get into our experiences using this thing and our interview with the guy who runs it, we should make a couple disclosures. One of them is that the New York Times Company has recently agreed to a licensing deal with Amazon that will allow Amazon access to Times content for its AI platforms, including Alexa. So we just thought you should know that. We have nothing to do with that, obviously, but that is going on in the background in another part of the company. The second thing we should say is that if you have an Alexa device, it is going to be going off constantly during this segment unless you go over right now and hit the little button that mutes it. So sorry in advance to Alexa owners, but we'll give you a little bit time right now to pause this, go over, hit the mute button on your Alexa, and come back.
Or alternatively, just find the circuit breaker in whatever house you're in right now. You just shut them all off. Run on battery power for the rest of this episode.
Alexa, order 14 bags of dog food. I wonder if that actually works.
Wait, and I should also probably disclose that my boyfriend works for Anthropic, because I'm pretty sure that Anthropic is providing APIs that are being used in Alexa Plus.
Wow, we've got so many disclosures today.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Let's get started. So,
Okay.
Alexa is one of the most puzzling technology products that I have ever encountered. And like you, I have been an Alexa user since the very early days. People don't realize this product was released in 2014. Alexa is 11 years old.
Yeah.
And when it came out, I was very excited. I thought, I'm going to put this smart speaker in my house and I'm going to, ask it to do things for me. And it's going to be like having a little assistant right there on my kitchen counter. And Alexa has added dozens of features, maybe hundreds of features since 2014, and I use 0 of them because the 3 things that I use Alexa for are setting timers, choosing music to play in my house, and telling me the weather before I leave for the day.
Absolutely.
Are those like similar to what you use this
Those
for?
are the exact 3 things that I use Alexa for. Have I tried to use it for other things? Yes, but the experience, frankly, has just never been that great, so I always come back to those 3.
Yes, those are the big 3 in my house. Same use cases, same limitations. But when generative AI started to get good a couple years ago, I think people naturally started to ask, well, when is Alexa going to start using this new generative AI technology? It's sort of built on this older, more deterministic kind of system, but it seemed like a natural thing to expect that Alexa would start to incorporate some of this technology to be able to answer maybe more open-ended questions, to give longer, more detailed responses, to do more than just set timers and tell you the weather.
Yeah, I mean, once OpenAI released voice mode for ChatGPT, it just immediately seemed so much more interesting and powerful than Alexa and Siri, which is Apple's very similar system that it makes for its devices. And so, yeah, I think both of us were like, okay, well, when are we going to get that OpenAI-style voice mode in these smart devices that we have in our homes?
Yeah, and so it's taken a while. We should say that. Like, it has not been a smooth or simple process. And part of what I'm so excited to talk with Daniel Rausch, the VP of Alexa, about later in this show is just why it's been so hard to sort of shove an LLM-based generative AI technology into this pre-existing assistant product. But we should just talk briefly about what Alexa Plus is and then our experiences with it, because both you and I have gotten to try this over the past few days.
Yeah, so Kevin, tell us a little bit about Alexa Plus.
So Alexa Plus is the name for the most recent overhaul of the Alexa virtual assistant. It's powered by generative AI. We don't know exactly which model or models, but it seems to be sort of a mix of Amazon's proprietary AI models and then maybe some of Claude, which it has a deal with Anthropic. And so it's been using Claude inside of its AI products for a number of months now. And Amazon claims that the new Alexa Plus is able to do much more. It's able to be much more conversational, more personalized. It can do things like book reservations at a restaurant or order you an Uber. It can answer questions that sort of aren't just pure lookups where you're looking for, what time is the baseball game tonight. It can actually do more complex things for you. It can control the smart devices and appliances in your house, and it can purchase things for you online. So this new Alexa Plus is not out to everyone yet. They've been rolling it out slowly. They are now in what they call the early access period, but we were able to get this on some new devices that we ordered. It also doesn't work on every kind of Echo device. You have to have sort of one of the newer ones to be able to run it.
And Kevin, when you say that this has been rolling out slowly, like it has been rolling out extremely slowly. Like it was only on June 23rd that Amazon said that 1 million people had Alexa Plus across presumably hundreds of millions of Echo devices out there.
Yeah, so you and I both got the new Echoes that can run the Alexa Plus early access program and turned it on and set it up. And a few things stick out to me right away. One is the voice on this new Alexa is just way better than the
Yes,
old
I would
Alexa.
agree with that.
It is way more fluid. It sort of sounds like more like something you'd hear out of ChatGPT voice mode. They have managed to sort of overhaul the actual voice part of the voice assistant, so it sounds much more like a human.
And there are a bunch of different voices. I think I saw 8 of them inside the app. Half of them are masculine, half of them are feminine. So yeah, you can change that to your liking.
Yeah. The other big difference I noticed right away is that the new Alexa Plus does not require you to say the wake word, like Alexa, between every question and answer pair, right? With the old Alexa, if you wanted to ask a follow-up question, you had to say Alexa again. With the new one, you can just kind of leave it and it will sort of intuit or pick up that you have a follow-up question, and it will sort of listen for a while longer. So you can actually have these more extended multi-turn conversations.
Yeah, and that lets it do different kinds of things. Like one of the first things that I did with Alexa Plus was it said, "Hey, would you like to try to solve a riddle?" And I thought, what are you, the Sphinx? But I said, well, sure. What the heck? And, it gave me a series of clues. And within, 3 clues, Kevin, I was actually able to solve the riddle.
Wow, good
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, I felt really smart.
I'm so proud
Thank
of
you. Thank you so much. So, yeah, what else were you doing with this thing?
So another thing it can do is just give you longer answers. Like the original Alexa was sort of limited to a sentence or two. Maybe you could ask it to look something up on Wikipedia, and it would sort of spit out a few sentences, but it was really limited beyond that. But I can now ask it to make up a story and read it to my kid. So we had some fun doing that the other night as a family. You can ask it to suggest a recipe for dinner based on, what's in your fridge, and it will sort of help you with that. I used that last night. So these are some of the new sort of features that I was excited to try. I also tried some of their integrations, like they have an integration with OpenTable and with Uber and a bunch of other companies.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about this, because I set this up, but I did not actually use it. So how did that work?
So basically, you scan a little QR code on your phone and link your Uber account or your OpenTable account to your Alexa account. It takes, a minute or so. And then you can just kind of say, like, order me an Uber from this place to this place, or I want a table at a restaurant in downtown San Francisco near the Ferry Building for 2 people at 6:30 tomorrow. And it will sort of pull up a couple options, and you choose what you want, and then it can go book the table for you. So that I thought was cool.
And that actually worked when you tried it.
So I did not actually follow through with the booking, but I did order an Uber for myself, and it did work.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that actually seems like truly useful. Just be like, say to your thing on your desk, hey, I need an Uber to the airport, and it pulls up one. That's great.
Yeah, and it can do other cool sort of multi-step things too. Like I was able to say I needed a new thing for my kitchen, like a box grater, and I was able to kind of go to Alexa and say, hey, look up on Wirecutter what the best rated box grater is and add it to my Amazon cart.
Now, can I guess why you needed a new box grater?
Why is that?
You used it to grate ginger and it dulled the edges.
No.
Okay, what was the reason?
I left it in an Airbnb.
Okay. I should have seen that coming. Anyways, go ahead.
So anyway, those were some of the good things about this product, but we have to talk about some of the limitations as well. Casey, what was your experience with Alexa Plus?
Okay, so I have to say, I did not have a good experience with this thing. First of all, I bought an Echo Show 5. There's a big banner on the page that says it works with Alexa Plus. And so the thing shows up at my house, and basically what I've come to understand is that an Echo Show is a device that just constantly invites you to spend money with Amazon. And I found it honestly infuriating because I plugged this thing in, and when you set it up, it's like, what kind of background do you want? I was like, show me some art, that's one of the options. And I would say for about 4 seconds per minute, it would show me, some Renaissance, masterpiece or something. And then it would be like, hey, do you want aspirin? You want paper towels? You want to buy paper towels? You can actually buy paper towels right now. Just say, hey, Alexa, buy paper towels. And it was just sort of this like forever. And so I eventually just unplugged the thing because I was like, why did I just spend $90 to have a permanent rotating advertisement for household products like on my desk? That is so weird. So I was just like, it just put such a bad taste in my mouth about the whole thing. And then a day later, I get the Echo Show 15. Okay. And for some reason, Amazon sent me 2 of them. I truly don't know why. I did not need 2 of them. And so I unboxed the thing. And the thing is meant to be mounted on a wall. Now, there are a lot of things I'm willing to do for a podcast, but mount an Echo Show on my wall.
You're not willing to do a construction project.
It's not one of that. No, I was not going to do that. And so I just had, and also the thing like can't stand up on its own. So I just had like a 15-inch screen sitting on my desk for a day while I'm talking to it. And it was like, this whole thing is like very silly. So that's like the hardware side of it, okay? You may have a better experience because, I don't know, you like mounting things to your wall. And so you did that. And so, you're having a good time. But that was just kind of all of the, the precursor steps I needed to take to even be able to like engage with this thing. And so then I finally have it set up and I start to try to put it through its paces. So I, go through the little riddle game and I, it's like, hey, like I could help you like do a personalized meal plan. It's like, all right, great. Like, yeah, you set me up with a personalized meal plan. And, it's like, well, we could do this or that. And it showed me like a row of like recipes that it could cook for me. And so I swipe through with my finger and I see a lemon pasta. And I say, okay, show me the lemon pasta. And it says, sorry, I didn't get that. And I said, Alexa, the lemon pasta, right? Could you make me this lemon pasta from this website that you're showing me right now? Dead silence. It has no idea. Like, oh my God. And it's like this, like, and right here, we have just landed in the exact spot that has been bedeviling Apple for the last year, that is bedeviling Alexa right now. These systems are just very hard to make reliable. Now, I will say, the device was sort of having trouble connecting to my internet. Everything else in my house was connected to the internet. It was working fine. But like this was just sort of every once in a while being like, you're not connected to the internet. So was that an issue with me? Was that an issue with the hardware? I'm not totally sure. Maybe that was why it wasn't able to perfectly answer my question. I do want to say that in case this was not actually an AI issue. But oh man, within 5 minutes, I was like, get this thing out of my house. And again, I wanted to I was excited about it. And after like 2 days of ads for paper towels and 1 day of I'm not going to show you the lemon pasta, I thought, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah, I should say like I have also had a bunch of like very bizarre and frustrating experiences with this thing. Okay, so we've said what we like about this thing.
Yeah.
I think
remind me what that is again?
Many of the new capabilities are quite cool.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, many of the old capabilities I relied on as the reason I used Alexa at all have become broken as a result of this update.
Okay, so tell me about this.
So one of the things you also notice very quickly when you're using this thing is that the latency is just like a problem. It's a little slow to respond to questions. It's not as zippy as the old sort of pre-LLM Alexa. I understand that. These things have to go to the cloud. They're processing more complex instructions. It's all going to take a little time. I assume that will get better. The basic things that it gets wrong now include alarms, which is actually a thing that I use Alexa for every day.
Wait, so tell me how it got it wrong.
The new Alexa Plus update seems to have broken Alexa's ability to reliably set and cancel alarms, which is a core thing that I use this product for. And so, for example, this morning, I woke up on my own a little bit earlier than my alarm, like 10 minutes before my alarm was supposed to go off. And so I said to Alexa, cancel the alarm. Silence. Nothing. This is a command that I have issued probably 1,000 times.
And Alexa Plus is a little smarter now, and she's giving you the cold shoulder.
Yes, and she's saying, actually, I'm going to wake you up anyway in 10 minutes. So that was not good. I also experienced some like hallucinations when I would ask it questions about like things happening in the world, things happening in the news. I asked it about a tennis tournament that's going on right now. I said, who's the top seed in this tennis tournament? It gave me the name of a player who's like not even playing in this tournament. And it also like has trouble sort of orchestrating the different tasks. So one of the things that would happen is I would like tell it to. I gave it a research project for a dinner playlist. I was looking for some new music to put on
Hmm.
our dinner playlist, and instead of doing that research project, it just started searching on Spotify. Like it routed the query
Mm,
to Spotify within the Alexa thing and started playing the music. When what I
mm.
had asked was like, do some research for me. So it seems to have a little trouble figuring out like what exactly the user wants and like orchestrating the commands.
That case seems like a little borderline to me. I can imagine some people like asking for that, maybe being happy if it like played some music. But I had this almost opposite issue where, again, as I'm sort of going through, okay, what can this thing actually do? And it's like, ask me what I can do. So I asked it, and one of the things it said was, I can help you explore Gen Z music trends, which there was just like something funny about the way it said it to me. So I was like, yeah, sure. Why don't you help me explore Gen Z music trends? And, thanks for a second. And then it goes, well, I found some podcasts about it on Amazon Music. And I was like, I sort of assumed you were either going to tell me something about Gen Z music or you were going to play Gen Z music, but now you're trying to sell me Amazon Music, which I feel like is very consistent with how Alexa Plus handles everything, which is, could we sell you a service right now? Could we sell you a product? So, Kevin, I want to say two things. One is I have not used this product all that long, and so I don't want people to think about anything I'm saying as anything other than first impressions. Like, I have not truly had a chance to do the amount of reviewing that I would like to do. Two, I'm very confident that lots of other people are probably having much better experiences with this thing, because I think if most people were having experiences as bad as me, I just would have heard about this before now. But all of that said, Alexa Plus did not make a great first impression on me. And the Echo family of devices that are just little windows that let you send money to Amazon.com, they're not for me.
Yeah, I had, I think, a slightly more positive experience than you. I did actually enjoy some of my interactions with Alexa Plus, but it just seems like it is not quite there yet. And I
Yeah.
think Amazon knows this, which is why it's in this early access program. If you open it up, it says, Alexa may make mistakes. So they're sort of like doing all of the careful rollout that you would expect from a product that is not fully baked. But like some of the features just don't seem to work. There's another feature that I tried where you can like email a document to this email address. And it will sort of ingest it into your Alexa, and then you can have it summarize it. So I was very excited. I was like, I can learn about new papers in AI while I'm like doing the dishes.
Hmm.
And so I email the paper to the Alexa email address, and I say, summarize the paper I just sent you, and it says I did not receive a document. so I'm just like, I think they need to spend a little more time in the kitchen cooking this one. But I think my overall impression is the Alexa Plus that you have now in this early access program, it is a little like having a kind of GPT 3.5 class model inside of a smart speaker, which I think is a valuable thing and one that I would like them to continue to build on. But it is not the state of the art in either the language model or the kind of basic tasks. And actually, it seems to be regressing on some of the basic tasks. So I would say this is like 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
I think the most powerful thing that the new Alexa Plus has done for me is it has made me forgive Apple for not shipping anything with the new Siri. I get it now, Apple. I talked a lot of mess about you on this podcast about not shipping this thing, but now having used one of your close rivals attempt to do the same thing that you're doing, like, I get it now. I think the finest minds in the world who are working on this stuff actually don't know how to do this yet. That's my big takeaway.
Yeah, I think what's happening with Alexa and Siri right now is sort of it's like a symbol of what's happening in the American economy writ large, which is like we are trying to jam these like new AI technologies into these legacy systems and processes, and it's just kind of a messy fit. Like these things are weird. They are not deterministic. They are not reliable in the ways that like a sort of older, more rule-based thing could be. And they have these amazing capabilities. But when you try to like make these hybrid Frankenstein things with like the old system with the new brain, it just doesn't really work. And I think that's like happening not just at these virtual assistants, but like in a lot of places throughout the economy.
Absolutely. I also just think that when I'm using a chatbot on my laptop and it gives me something that's like 80 or 85% right, that's much more useful to me than like an Alexa response that's 85% right. Because on a chat, like in a chatbot setting, I I can just sort of take what I need. I can edit or modify it. I can maybe ask the same question of another chat bot and see if I get a slightly different or better result. Like, I feel much more in control of my own destiny. I can take the stuff that works and leave behind the stuff that doesn't. When you're doing this thing with a smart speaker, if it doesn't work, you say, yeah, why did I spend $90 on this piece of junk? You know?
Totally.
And it's like, and I think what I learned about myself was I have so much less patience for this sort of thing. When it is a piece of hardware in my home that has made some really big promises about how it's going to help me with all my routines and everything, well, if it's kind of hard to set up and it doesn't work like the vast majority of the time, it all just kind of feels like a waste. Hey, that's the end of this clip. If you liked what you saw, head on over to our page and subscribe, and you can get the full podcast. We do a show like this almost every week on tech and the future. Head on over there now and subscribe.